Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. As you guys can tell from the title, this is another speed build that has to do with the new Sims 4 Tiny Living stuff pack. So if you guys saw my video, I think last week or maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, I made the pancakes home into a tiny home. So you guys probably know all about the Tiny Living stuff pack, but there are tile limitations, so you can have like a maximum of 100 tiles, and then there are other tiers of tiny homes where the maximum is 32 tiles. So you guys really seem to enjoy the concept I did in my last video when I made the pancakes home into a tiny home, and a lot of you guys actually recommended that I do the same thing to the Landgraabs. So I think we can all agree that the Landgraabs don't really deserve this huge, massive, modern mansion. I mean, in my opinion, but I feel like it's a pretty universal opinion here, but feel free to think otherwise. But I thought that it would be lovely to give the Landgraabs the tiny home that they deserve. So that is what I'm doing here today. As you can see, their home in the beginning was massive, and I'm just clearing out their furniture right now. So instead of just putting it in their inventory, I'm actually leaving it like out in the backyard because I kind of wanted to keep the furniture in their respective rooms, so I had like an idea of like which furniture pieces went in what room and stuff. You will see later that it doesn't really matter because I can't fit even like a tenth of the furniture they had in their new home. So it's gonna be a fun one, you guys. Their home, I think when I started the renovation, their home had like over 1,000 tiles. Yeah, because it shows you like how many tiles you've used up, and it had like 999, like it was at its max, like you couldn't fit any more numbers on the screen. It was kind of funny. So I end up making this home to 100 tiles. I think I get it to 100 tiles exactly. I actually could have made it even smaller, but the thing is, with this renovation, is it even a renovation? I don't even know. I wanted to preserve the same look and feel of the original home. That's always my goal when I do these kind of like funny renovations and stuff, is I don't want to make it look like they have a completely different house. So I'm going to reuse a lot of their furniture, as you will see. I am also going to use a lot of Tiny Living furniture, obviously, because it's a tiny home and I want to use the new pack, but I wanted to make the exterior kind of look the same, but just tiny. So hopefully you'll see it translate well in the end, but I tried to keep, the same windows, same doors, same color scheme, same kind of design. I kept that little cool like roof design there that's kind of in the shape of like a diamond or a flower or whatever it is. So basically the problem with the Landgraab home is they have a flat top roof because it's like a really modern contemporary home. So in order to like mimic the roof that they had, I have to actually put a floor down on the roof in order to give it that like trimming and that border. So putting the floor down on the roof actually counts as using a floor tile, which sucks because no one's actually standing on the roof. But in order to, have the same effect with the roof and have that nice white trimming around it and make it look kind of like modern and flat and stuff, I had to waste tile allocation on the roof. So if you actually took the roof off and like took the trimming off and like put a regular roof, I'm sure I'd have so much more space, or I could make it even like a smaller home, like a tiny home or a micro home, like a tier 2 or a tier 1. But because of the roof situation, I could only get it down to 100, and I barely got it to 100, you guys. So this was definitely a very, very challenging renovation. I had to play around with it so much. I wanted to keep like the proportions and the design and stuff. So the fact that I got it to 100, I'm honestly, I don't even know how I did it. But hopefully you guys understand what I mean about the roofing thing and how it uses tiles. But yeah, that was super frustrating. But here you can see I basically have it down almost. I'm getting close. I'm getting there. I'm at like, just over 100. So I'm at like the final stretch. Obviously, I deleted so many rooms. It used to be like a 3-story home. Now it's only a 2-story home. And yeah, it was really fun. And to be honest, this is actually the second attempt at doing this. So if you guys watched my pancakes renovation, the way I went about the pancakes renovation and making that into a tiny home is I just like slowly pushed the walls in on all the sides and like slowly got it smaller and smaller and smaller until I got it to under 100 tiles. So it was like a gradual process of just like pushing one wall in and pushing the next wall in, and it kind of like proportionately got smaller. But with the Landgraab home, it's such an odd shape. The home itself is, to be honest, I don't really like it. It's kind of ugly in my opinion. No offense to whoever built this, like, 10 years ago or whatever, but it's kind of like an awkward shape. You can't really use that same tactic on this house. So I actually tried to just like slowly box things in and slowly decrease the size, and then I realized that it just looks like it looks awful and it looks so bad. I tried for like 40 minutes and then I was like, you know what, let me just start over and like visualize what I want the home to look like first, and then just kind of like build it from there. So I got rid of like massive sections, as you guys can see, but I still think it still turned out pretty nice. Like I still feel like it has the same vibe of the Landgraab home. I did try and keep obviously the window situation, the color scheme, and that kind of like stone detailing on the right side of the home. It's kind of like a vertical stone detailing. I kept that. I kept their fence. Their landscaping, I didn't really touch that much. I just had to like scale it to their home, but I'm pretty happy with it. I just thought it was such a fun concept, and a lot of you guys did want me to do the goth home too. That one's going to be really, really hard because the goth home is even like an even weirder shape than the Landgraab home. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to attempt to do that. But I don't know what it is. It's something just so satisfying and so funny about taking townies and their homes and torturing them with a tiny home, especially since they have these big, huge mansions. It's like, haha, now you have a tiny home. But I really love tiny homes, and I do really like the stuff pack for what it is. So let me know down below, by the way, if you guys have got the new stuff pack. Did you guys buy it, or are you guys holding off? It seemed like a lot of people were really hyped up about it, which is cool. But yeah, I love the furniture. I think it's great. And I'm going to be using that furniture in so many more of my builds. And yeah, so basically, I'm still working on the exterior. The exterior probably takes like just as much or more time than the interior, to be honest. And you guys are probably realizing now that all of the furniture in the backyard is not going to fit in the home. So I don't even know why I bothered to try and save it. But that's usually what I like to do is I do like to reuse the original furniture that the home comes with, because I want it to feel like an authentic renovation, like something that they would actually do in real life. You wouldn't just like throw out all your furniture and get all brand new stuff. You try and reuse what you have. So that's generally how I like to go about things. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get it under 100 tiles, as you can see. So I'm on the home stretch of that. But besides that, hi guys, how are you doing? What is up? How have things been? It feels like I haven't talked to you guys in a while. It's only been a week, but it honestly feels like forever. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are healthy and you're washing your hands and stuff. If you guys are reading or listening to the news, you guys know that there's some virus outbreak right now. So, stay healthy, stay hydrated, wash your hands, all of that good stuff. I don't know. I feel like nothing exciting has really happened in my life. I have nothing to update you guys on since the last time we spoke. So that's nice. Oh, speaking of tiny spaces or tiny homes, whatever, I told you guys that I was trying to move my whole desk and PC setup into my bedroom, because right now it's in like an office area and I want it in my bedroom. so I can like stream and just like work in my bedroom. It's more comfortable there. So I went through the entire process of moving my entire bed, shifting it around, and my bed is on this big, heavy, like metal bed frame. And my room is really small, or kind of small. I live in like an apartment downtown, so it is, relatively small. And I moved it all, and I moved my dresser, moved everything. And then I realized once I had done the move, that the desk, I measured it wrong. And the desk doesn't fit. So I don't know what I did, but at that point I was like, ugh, see, if only we had like BB dot move objects in real life, and I could just like clip the desk into the wall and make this work, or like size down the desk or something. But oh my goodness, it was so tragic, you guys, because I was so prepared to move everything and like pack up my setup here and move it to my room and like start streaming and stuff, but then it just didn't work. So now I have to get a new desk, which I don't want to get a new desk. I like this desk. And yeah, so that was super disappointing. So that's how my 2020 is going, you guys. How's your 2020 going? But you guys, you can see that we are starting to work on the interior of the build now. So I did kind of floor plan it out a little bit. I mean, it's so tiny that there really isn't that much to floor plan. But the challenge here was, how am I going to fit 2 bedrooms? Because the Landgraab parents live here, and Malcolm Landgraab, their son, also lives here. So it's like, how can you fit 2 bedrooms in here? And they used to have like so many bedrooms and so many bathrooms, so now they only have 1 bathroom. Too bad, Nancy Landgraab. But here I'm doing the bathroom. I really like this bathroom. It's very like modern. I used all the new tiny living stuff for this bathroom pretty much, because I didn't want to keep their old bathroom stuff. I didn't see a point. I wanted to try and use some of the new stuff, but I did make it quite modern looking, quite, just nice. I do like the new bathroom stuff that we got with the tiny living pack, so very pleased with that. So as you can see, that I did end up putting a bedroom downstairs in the left hand corner. So that will be the master bedroom, obviously, for the Landgraab parents. And then in the upstairs, you'll see me do it in a second, I end up putting a Murphy bed upstairs. So the upstairs kind of acts as a living room area, because I put like a TV and there's the couch in there. But then when Malcolm needs to sleep, he'll turn that living room area into his bedroom and pull down the bed, the Murphy bed, obviously. So that's all I could really do to make the space work. I could have just put a single bed in the corner on the upstairs bedroom, but I did want to somehow incorporate that Murphy bed into this home and not just, take the easy route and put a single bed, because Malcolm technically only needs a single bed, but I thought it would be more fun to put the Murphy bed. The Murphy bed barely fits, by the way. It is like wall to wall. So if he is sleeping and the bed is pulled down, you actually can't really get to the bathroom, because there's no like walking path anymore. So, I mean, that's just the struggle that the Landgraabs are now going to have to face, is if their son is sleeping and the bed is pulled down, they're not going to be able to get to the bathroom. But you know what? That's just too bad. That's just too bad. You don't have your mansion anymore. You don't have your big, huge, empty, open concept mansion. Now you're in a tiny home. So this is life now. This is life. But in real life, I mean, I'm sure, like my bed almost goes to the end of the room, to be honest. Like my bed takes up so much space in my room that before there was like barely any space to walk. Now it's a little bit better, but sometimes it's realistic. So not a big deal. But I am kind of just like rearranging the furniture now, trying to see like what works, what doesn't. To be honest, their room color schemes were quite like hideous, to be honest. They were just like very colorful, very like single toned color, like an all turquoise room or all green room or something. It just wasn't super tasteful. So I did end up putting kind of my own little spin on things, as I usually do, but I did try to incorporate a lot of their furniture pieces, like those funky lamps, and incorporate some of their color schemes here and there and not change the color swatches too much. So You know, I feel like I kept a little bit of the Landgraab style in this home, but I did the best that I could do with the space that I had. The kitchen pretty much looks the same, to be honest. The kitchen, I didn't change anything. I kept their ugly wallpaper. I kept their cabinets and all that stuff. So that's that. In the front of the home, like the kind of lobby area, I did manage to make it quite functional. I did put the desk that they had, so they just have one desk in there. And I also did manage to put kind of like a high top eating area. I used the new Tiny Living stuff pack items to make that. It's not on screen right now. I don't know why I'm talking about it already, but it does happen later. And the place is filling up, and there's still a bunch of stuff on the lawn. So I feel so silly whenever I was like editing the footage, and I just thought to myself, why is there so much furniture on the lawn for the entire build? But you know, that's just how it goes. So apart from this video, I do have a lot of fun ideas planned coming up on my channel. I do have a lot of curb appeal episodes in the works, and a lot of cool inspo photos that I found that I really, really want to recreate. Thank you guys so much for sending me so many inspiration photos on Instagram and stuff. I do look at them and I do save them, and I am excited to get started on some of them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sending me those. It's super helpful when you guys send me photos, and also it makes me happy if I can build something that you specifically request. So if you guys have any other build suggestions, not just curb appeal, but video suggestions in general, do let me know, and I'll be happy to try and work it into my schedule. But besides that, you guys might notice that I haven't been doing face cam lately. I've honestly been liking it like this, just because I can focus more on the voiceover, and I don't really have to, you know, make the lighting good and stuff, especially since I usually record now at nighttime. It's not really practical to turn on the camera anymore because it gets dark at like 6 p.m. so it's just artificial light, and it's not that great. So maybe in the summer I'll do more face cam, or even I'll go to Twitch or something so we can actually hang out for real. So I hope that is okay with you guys. Also, I am gonna put curtains in this build. As you guys can see, I do end up putting a lot of curtains. Somebody did mention in my last video, and thank you so much for bringing it up. I do appreciate that feedback. Is sometimes I forget to put curtains, and it's kind of unrealistic because in real life you would not want people to be able to see into your home, I guess. So in this one, I did remember to put curtains, and yes, thank you for the feedback there, because that is something that I do often forget. I think it's because when I'm building, I like the light to come into the home, because it, like, the lighting looks nice when there's like sunlight coming in and shining on the objects and stuff. So I don't want to cover that up with curtains, because when I take my screenshots and stuff, I want the light to be really beautiful. But from like a realistic standpoint, obviously you would have curtains, so I do need to remember to put curtains. So yeah. But the build on the interior is pretty much done. There really isn't much else I can fit in here without making it like a fire hazard and people can't walk around. So I do end up, you know, deleting all of that furniture in the backyard. Finally, it looks a little bit less messy. So sorry that it had to stay in the backyard for the entire time, but that just goes to show how much furniture the Landgraabs had and how much they had to get rid of in order to live their new life in this tiny home. So I had a lot of fun doing this video, and I like how it turned out, you guys. I'm really proud that I was able to get that Landgraab mansion down to 100 tiles, and I really hope Nancy Landgraab enjoys her new tiny home and she'll get to be with her family in such close quarters for the rest of her life. But I don't know. I thought that this was a very fun video. I'm just finishing up the landscaping and putting on some finishing touches. But after that, these screenshots should be rolling. Let me know what you guys thought of this video, and if you guys want me to do the Goth home as well, or any other townie homes. But otherwise, I will be back with another episode of Curb Appeal soon, I'm sure. But I did have a lot of fun building this, and I hope that you guys had fun watching this. Oh, it's so cute. Their home is just so cute. It's so funny when you look at it. I'll have like the before and after shot too, so you can see how much of a difference it is and how big their home was. Honestly, they didn't need a home that big for only 3 people. So this is a much more modest home. So besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you thought about it. And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody!